Anytime.
Okay. Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
This is a re-recording of the warm-up. And so this is going to work with our physical body. It's going to work with our subtle body. We're going to start by bringing some heat into our hands. I'm going to warm our face up gently, feeling the hands of a loving being. And then we'll start warming up our ears. Then we want to get all the parts of the ears because the ears are very complex. It maps to actually many parts of the body. There's a couple of parts that's helpful to remember. One is this semicircle over here. And this is actually related to the spine, both the physical spine as well as the center of many of our chakras. And then we'll fold both ears, but I'll just show you this here. Fold it this way. That's going to help warm the kidneys. And then we'll fold it top to bottom. And for those, for some of us, it might be a little stiff. That's okay. You don't have to hurt it. Then we're going to move to our neck. So sometimes we have a lot of anxiety in speech. We're not able to say what we want to, or maybe we say it, less clearly than we want to. So we're going to just sort of gently have these downward strokes, caring for our throat chakra. Then we're going to do our chest, our tummy. Then we want to get just below the ribs, particularly below our right rib is our liver. Then our back. The lower back is where our kidneys are, so we want to warm them. And then we'll do the hands. So we'll do the top, bottom, armpit, really important, and then side. Top, bottom, armpit, side. And then we'll move on to our thighs. Our upper thighs is where a lot of air gets stuck. So we really want to give that a nice massage. Lower leg, and then the foot, the soles, and the ankle. Are also doors for wind energy. And then we'll do the top of the head, particularly the center. Again, the center is where, the chakras are most potent. And then the crown, which is here. And the back. And this is all, somewhat vigorously, but here we want to be really gentle. We want to touch this part. So generally you can do it with the side of the hand, very gently. Sometimes referred to as the third eye. So that's the warm-up.
And could you just describe the tongue, the beginning?
Yeah. So the tongue, we're working with the heart today. We can't get to it directly. So in nejang yoga, as well as in Tibetan medicine and Ayurveda, we look for an organ that's most directly connected to the heart. That happens to be the tongue. I've always find very interesting that certain deities like Durga, Kali, their tongue is stuck out. And they also they're the embodiment of love. And there's a connection between that. So we're going to start by sticking our tongue out. And sometimes actually in Ayurveda, we do it a little bit more, like squeeze, and you open everything up. And that breath, that heavy breath through the mouth is actually releasing things that have been stale. So squeeze everything to the center of the face. Side to side, up and down, diagonal, switch, clockwise, anti-clockwise. And our heart has been massaged.
Whew, beautiful. Let me just.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna pause that thing now. There it is.
Now we're going to move it side to side, top to bottom, and then diagonally. So side to side. Now top to bottom. And then diagonally. Changing directions. And now we make circular motions, first clockwise and then counterclockwise. So when you're ready, we'll then this actually strengthens, massages the heart on a physical as well as subtle body level, but more on the physical side. So that's strengthening the heart. The second nejang exercise that we're going to do around the heart is actually related to the heart itself. And here we're not trying to strengthen it. What we're trying to do is move energies that might be stuck. Oh, thank you, Karen. Karen's recording on her computer. Thank you so much. So when we have anxiety, there's all different types of anxiety, but there could be emotions that are stuck. And we're not really trying to avoid anxiety. We're not trying to avoid sadness or fear. We're just wanting it to move through our body in the way that is best for us so that it moves and then is released from the body. And so what we're going to do is we're going to shake ourselves while moving downwards, and we're going to exhale through our mouth. So you can try that. You can visualize the stuck energy being coming out, being shaken loose, and then being released. So shaking it and then releasing it. Shake, release. And sit for a moment. Feeling the earth rise and hold us. So that's working a little bit with the subtle body, but also with the physical body. And before we move into the invoking Durga Ma and the meditation, I just wanted to pause and see if there was something that wanted to be shared.
I've been really anxious lately, and it's manifesting as like a freeze, like paralysis, like freezing, wanting to stay paralyzed. So this is really helpful. It's these emotions are subtle and they're small, but they're waking up my system again.
That's good to hear. So we'll move into the meditation part. And so first we'll invoke any personal deities that's important to you, guides or mentors who are meaningful to you, who are supportive to you, ancestors and lineage holders, beings in this world and any world who want to support you. I invite you to invoke them and come and support you in this vulnerable work of it, working with our anxiety, working with our hearts. And now, on behalf of all of us, I'm going to invoke Durga Amma or Mother Durga into our space. Durga Mother is an epitome, a manifestation of the maternal who is a mother to us, giving us unconditional love, and who also has the strength to hold everything that we need her to hold. So I'm going to invoke her by offering this, and on behalf of all of us, I'm going to repeat her mantra 3 times. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. You can feel her presence. Durga Mother or Durga Amma is so eager to be here and to hold the container for each one of us in the specific way that each one of us need her in this particular moment. And as she gazes upon you, you can hear her say, "You are my child. I am a mother to you. I offer you unconditional love. I see you for who you are. And I have the capacity to hold anything you want me to hold." And so Durga Mother is asking us to trust her. So we'll sit like this for a couple of minutes. I invite you to see Durga Mother raise her hand and raise her pinky finger. And surrounding her pinky finger is a circle that's spinning. And this circle has spikes at the end of it. It has tiny flames at the end of it. And what Durga Ma is showing us is that she can hold the suffering of the entire universe in her pinky finger. So once again, she's showing us our infinite capacity, inviting us to trust that we can give her anything we don't want to hold in this moment. And we'll sit with that for a couple of moments. And now, Durga Ma asks us, plants this question in our mind. You are my child, and I am a mother of yours. So we ask ourselves, does that make me Durga Ma? We'll sit with that for a couple of moments. And as we continue to contemplate that question through our bodies, more than through our minds, through our bodies, through our heart, I invite you to see that from her pinky finger, from that circle, spinning circle, rises another spinning circle that looks exactly the same. It's spinning, it's got spikes, it's got tiny flames at the end of it. It rises from Durga Mother's pinky finger and slowly makes its way towards our heart center. And as you see it coming towards your heart center, you can almost feel your heart maybe thrusting itself forward in anticipation of this entering our heart. And as we continue to see it, we can remember that anxiety can sometimes be very sticky, and we need something powerful to unstick it, to dissolve it. And that is this burning, spinning circle of Durga. And it enters your heart, and it comes into your heart center, and it's spinning. We'll sit with this for about 10 minutes. And when your mind wanders, simply notice, see thinking, and bring the attention back to the experience of having this Durga Ma's circle in your heart center. And now we let the spinning circle in us dissolve into our heart. And our heart center is filled with this glorious white light. Filled with the love of Durgama. And we'll simply be in this experience for a minute. And we let that go, feeling the earth rise to hold us. We express our love and gratitude to all the unseen beings and invite them to return to what they were doing before we were meditating. And finally, give a special thank you to Durgama as she promises to come back anytime as soon as we need her. And I invite you now to come out of meditation in any way that feels appropriate. Maybe moving the body a little bit, taking some deeper breaths. So as we close, I just wanted to make some space for anything that wanted to be shared. I did want to add one note. I forgot to mention this earlier. When we talk about anxiety, we talk a lot about the wind energy in us. It getting stuck, it getting stale, it flowing in directions we don't want it to be flowing in. But when we work with the heart, when we work with love, when we work with the spinning circle, we're actually working also, along with the wind, we're also working with the fire element. So if later on you feel hot, you feel a little dry, it might be helpful to sip some water. For those of us whose bodies currently have or at some point have had a uterus, and we're approaching menopause or we're in perimenopause or menopause, I certainly had the concern that, is this going to add to the heat? And actually, this particular heat and the heat that happens in our body during menopause, it doesn't add to the heat, it actually helps the heat. That's what I read in Ayurveda, and that's what I've experienced with my own body. But if you feel something different, let me know. Partly I might be able to support you, and partly I'd like to know, because there isn't a whole lot of literature on what happens with bodies with uteruses. So I want to make sure we build that knowledge. So I'll hang back for anything that wants to be shared and also release folks.
Thank you so much, Anita. This was really lovely. Thank you.
Larissa, for being here. I hope you'll come back next month, 4th Thursday. I think it's the 28th.
I would love to join, but I will be out of the country, so probably timing won't be. Thank you, though.
Hopefully there'll be a recording, if you wish. Thank you, Anita.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Moshmi.
One question that's arising, Anita, is around bringing this into more regular practice. It feels really beneficial immediately from just this one experience, and so I'm wondering about frequency, and especially with what you're mentioning around the wind energy and the heat.
Yeah, I'm not sure at the moment what I was thinking. When you say frequency, are you thinking Durga meditation or are you thinking the shamatha and anxiety? Well, this series, I'm hoping if there is interest to continue once a month and working through different parts of our body, different reflexes, and how we can bring shamatha as well as some Hindu tantric methods, as well as the nejang yoga. Yeah, so I think once a month, and then if there's interest, maybe it'll morph into something else. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds wonderful.
Could I ask, were you thinking in your daily practice or in your own practice?
That was another part of the question.
Yeah. I work with personally, I work with the heart quite a bit. And it took a long time for me to get there because I was so out of my body that that was just too advanced for me to do for a very long time. And now when I have anxiety, when I have fear, when it feels overwhelming, I'll put my hand on my heart. And if, my hands aren't available because I'm driving or something like that, I'll just bring the light into my heart. And so that's one way I work. The other way that's been very helpful is to think of Durgama as a mother. And one of things about a mother is, or not a mother, and I should say perhaps more a maternal force. And so each of us may have different needs for maternal force. So to start really not customizing, what would be the word? Like have a personal relationship with her. It took me a long time to say, I want this. I need you to give me this. And that helps a lot for me. I can't deal with this right now. Take care of this. Or I'm trying my best. And then also thinking about what is it that I would like to hear from a maternal force and have her, communicate with her by which she starts telling me those things. And I wonder if those things might give you some ideas about how you might bring into your personal practice.
Anita. I'm not sure how long we go, but I wondered if you wanted to do the initial exercises again for the recording.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, for sure.
And then we could
Yeah.
send that person, or maybe I could work with it and edit it or something, but
Yeah. Do you want to stop the thing and start again, or do you want to just do it?
I think you could just go for it. Yeah, I think you could just go for it if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure.
It'd be good to
Go ahead and jump off, but thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice
Thank
to be
you.
with you. I think we're gonna have to stop. Oh wait, no wait. Okay. Oh wait. Okay. Yeah. I'm doing a screen recording, so it's
Wow.
it's really weird. It's just your picture and it. Okay, I think that's perfect. That should work.
Okay, so we start by
It's not
warming
big.
our hands.
I'm sorry, it's not quite big enough. I'm going to finish it and start a new one, like you said.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. If you have time, that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I hope this is. Actually. Oh, there.